What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. And for those of you who have been following my main channel, you know that channel is mostly celebrity news and nostalgia. I do some crime on there, but I am transitioning my crime content to my secondary channel, Crime and Context with Layla Lynn. And speaking of crime, I want to cover this story. Now, I talked briefly before about Rob and Michele Reiner, who were unalived by their own son. Their own flesh and blood unalived them. He had mental problems. He also allegedly had issues with addiction and rage. Rage. He was mentally unstable, possibly addicted to whatever type of chemical, and he also had issues with rage. And what I want to do is break down his face. Like sometimes you can look at someone's face and really feel like they look crazy. And this is his face. This is his father, Rob Reiner, meathead from All in the Family. That's the best way I can identify him. Meathead from All in the Family. And then he became a director and directed a lot of seminal movies, like a lot. Harry Met Sally, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, a lot of important movies. And this is his son, whom him and his wife housed. They let him stay in their guest house because he had so many issues. They were trying to help him. And at one point, his father said, all that matters is him. Don't worry about, him, the father. All he cares about is his son. And the issue, from what I've read, is that they had decided to put their son in a conservatorship, allegedly. And that is what outraged their son. He was allegedly back on whatever chemical he was using, and he was outraged that they allegedly decided to put him in a conservatorship, which is really still supportive of them. All right, so I want to take a look at his face because he looks crazy. I feel like there's no other way to say this. When you look at his face, he looks disconnected. And I'm not the one to say people look crazy, people look like this, people look like that. That's not my ministry. But when I look at his face, like he looks crazy. He looks disconnected from himself. And so recently, ever since I started covering the D4VD case, I also started studying physiognomy, which is the facial analysis of a person. It is a pseudoscience. This is not a factual science that I'm sharing with you guys. And for those of you who may comment and say, oh, this is not real, this is not factual, I'm not asking you to believe it. I'm not saying it is real, but I am saying it is a tradition. It's a Japanese tradition of analyzing someone's face. So before you leave comments saying you don't believe in it, remember that you clicked on the video. You knew what the video was about and you clicked on it. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with his eyebrows. We'll go from top to bottom. So we'll start with his eyebrows. His eyebrows are very thick and they're straight. Like they're straight across, like no nonsense. And that suggests strong internal convictions and an intense, very intense mental focus. But if you look at him, even if his head was completely straight, like it is a little bit tilted, but even if it was completely straight, you would see his left eyebrow sits lower than his right. Like his eyebrows are not asymmetrical. One is higher, one is lower. And in this traditional field of study, physiognomy, the asymmetry means something. The left eyebrow is supposed to reflect the emotional or the inner self. And so with that eyebrow being lower, it could indicate emotional instability. And I'll tell you right now, almost everything on his face indicates emotional instability. It also could indicate insecurity or internal chaos. The right eyebrow, which is linked to like the outward persona, like the person you are at work and things like that, that one sits higher, and that hints at a stronger need to control appearances or mask internal tension. This may be someone who's masking. So there's a discrepancy between his emotional, like internal self, and his public facing self. And there's a potential that he is suppressing vulnerability and has an inner split between what he feels and what he shows. There's an inner split, possibly. Now, I want to also talk about his eyes. And I'm not sure if you pronounce it Senpaku eyes, but it's a rare eye trait. And it's when the white is visible beneath the iris. And a lot of people say that they see that trait in criminals. Now, again, this is not a science. This is not a factual science. This is a tradition of facial analysis. So there are people who have this issue where they have the white showing underneath their eyes that are not crazy. They're just fine. They may have a thyroid issue or some type of other issue, or it could be nothing at all. But over the years, over the centuries, actually, people have noticed that people who have the white showing beneath the iris are sometimes emotionally imbalanced and they're overstimulated. Their nervous system is overstimulated. And it can suggest a person who's disconnected from their emotional grounding. Like if your eyes, consider your eyeballs to show like how emotionally grounded you are. And if you look at like the lower eyelid, that would be the grounding, but they're not emotionally grounded according to this tradition. And so their actual eye sits above the lower eyelid. And also his gaze is very intense. Some people would say it's haunting. Like if someone was in a room with him or in a conversation with him, even if he wasn't talking, if he was just looking at you like this, people would be afraid because it's a very intense look. Again, it suggests being emotionally ungrounded and having an overstimulated nervous system. It can signal unpredictable emotional behavior under stress. Now, as far as his nose, with it being long and well-defined, anytime someone has a high bridge, they call it well-defined. It suggests strong mental energy and a tendency toward idealism or intense self-focus. He's focused on himself, and his nostrils are slightly flared, which can signal him being reactive. Like when people get upset, their nostrils tend to flare. And so even though he's, taking a picture, this is a red carpet picture, the fact that his nostrils are slightly flared indicates that he may be possibly upset, even if he's trying to hide it. And he may also be a reactive person. Now, as far as his lips, it's weird. His mouth is open. Normally, when you see someone with their mouth open, like in a photograph, it's because they're smiling. Like they're showing their teeth because they're smiling. But he is not smiling. His lips are narrow and they're drawn tightly across his teeth. His teeth are shown with his lips drawn tightly across them. And that suggests tension. It's like he's at rest, but he's also tense. And this is a classic sign of emotional withholding. This is someone who may find it difficult to express affection, difficult to communicate, difficult to process emotional feedback, and it's a suppression trait. The outward expression is minimal, but the internal pressure may be high. And the tenseness shows in the fact that his teeth are showing, even though he's not actually smiling. He's supposed to be relaxed, but his teeth are showing. And so it shows an emotionally guarded or repressed person with discomfort with emotional intimacy. And there's inner tension that likely builds over time without release. Now, I also want to talk about his chin and his jawline. Now, a lot of times men have beards. This picture is actually from 2016. He grew a beard since then. And a lot of times men use beards the way women sometimes use makeup. Like if there's a feature of your face you want to change or to cover, like if you're a woman, you may use makeup, like you may use concealer to cover a flaw. You may use something in your eyebrows to make your eyebrows look fuller. Men use beards the same way. They use facial hair the same way. But in this case, his facial hair is not showing, so this is a good picture to use. The lower part of his face narrows from the cheekbones on down. So his chin is actually small. Even though it's square, his actual chin is small and it's kind of set back. And these are all signs traditionally interpreted as a lack of grounding or resilience. So almost everything about his face indicates a lack of grounding, a lack of emotional durability. A chin like this is sometimes seen in individuals who withdraw under pressure or act impulsively when they are overwhelmed. The key traits are low impulse control and difficulty managing long-term emotional strain, a tendency towards avoidance or collapse under emotional weight. So again, almost everything about this man looks unstable. And that's not to say if you see someone with these same features that they're emotionally unstable, but it is to say according to this tradition, this ancient Japanese tradition. So when you see his face and if it registers as crazy to you, it's like your natural instinct. It might not be like a science per se, but it could be your natural instinct kicking in. And this ancient Japanese tradition kind of breaks it down. What about his face looks crazy? It looks controlled on the surface, but fragmented underneath. The asymmetry between his eyebrows, the disconnected gaze, like he's not really connected with his own emotions, and the weak foundation of the lower face, they all suggest an individual who may present as composed, but he lacks emotional integration. He's fragmented. And so his face looks like the hallmark of internal conflict, according to this tradition. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all want more videos like this, I normally do like body language analysis, statement analysis. But if y'all also want to do like facial features, like how they say the eyes are the window to the soul, if y'all want to do this type of content, let me know. I'll do more of it on my crime channel, more than likely.